The package sat on the kitchen counter like a wound that hadn't stopped bleeding. No return address, no handwriting, just my wife's name scrawled by a printer's indifference. I had been sifting through bills, junk mail, postcards that meant nothing. Then I felt the weight of it in my hands, too heavy for jewelry, too light for books. Wrong. "Looks strange," I said at the office later, handing it across my desk to Tom. He was a veteran of the bomb squad, a man who had seen more explosions than birthdays. His face drained of color. He snatched it from me, almost trembling. "Put it down. Don't touch it again." I froze. "Get your family out, now. Call the police. Tell them hazmat, not explosives. Just trust me." The word hazmat stuck in my throat like ash. That night, a small army swarmed my home. Police, fire, containment suits. My daughter watched from the neighbor's yard, clinging to her mother's leg. My wife's face was pale, her eyes darting too much. Inside the package, there wasn't a bomb. There was something far worse. The officer pulled me aside. His gloves were still powdered white. He didn't speak at first, just showed me the contents laid out in a sealed bag. A small vial, labeled fentanyl. Enough to erase a family. Beside it, photographs, grainy. My wife, not alone. A man's arm draped around her. A hotel bed blurred in the background. The officer spoke carefully, like handling glass. "This wasn't meant for you. Whoever sent it wanted her silenced." My throat tightened, but not from fear. Something colder pressed against my chest. Betrayal doesn't scream, it doesn't shout. It seeps in, steady, until you drown. My wife cried, of course. Denial, confusion, the performance of innocence. She clung to me. "Someone's framing me. Please, you believe me, don't you?" I nodded once, mechanical. Inside, silence turned sharp. I became an actor in my own home. The husband who cooked, who kissed her cheek, who asked about her day. The father who tucked in his daughter and read the same book twice. But behind my eyes, I was digging. Phone records. She hadn't erased them all. Strange numbers appeared at late hours. One repeated. Receipts. Hotel charges billed to a card I never knew she had. I told her I loved her, then drove alone at night, following the trail she didn't know she left behind. I watched her one Friday afternoon. She kissed our daughter goodbye, said she had errands. I tailed her to a downtown hotel, watched her vanish inside with him, the man from the photographs. I didn't storm in, I didn't call. I watched, and every minute the quiet inside me grew sharper. The DNA results arrived 2 weeks later. I had swabbed our daughter's cheek when she slept, the softness of her breath making me ache. Then my own. Then sent them away, my hand steady even as my stomach turned. The envelope was thin. Truth always is. She wasn't mine. I sat across from my wife at dinner that night. She laughed at something our daughter said, wiped her chin with a napkin, oblivious. I placed the paper between us. Folded once. Clean. She unfolded it. Read. The color drained from her face. Her lips parted. "No, it can't." I said nothing. Her hands shook. She reached for me, but I didn't move. The silence was the weapon, and she felt its edge. The next morning I packed a bag, just mine. She stood in the doorway, eyes swollen from crying all night. "You can't just leave. She needs you." "I need you." I turned, calm. "You made sure she'd never be mine." Her knees buckled against the frame. She slid down, clutching at air, sobbing. I walked past her, out the door. On the counter, I left the photographs from the package, the hotel receipts, the DNA report, a neatly arranged graveyard of her lies. No yelling, no slamming doors, just truth, sharpened and laid bare. I knew she would sit there for hours, staring at the evidence, reliving every step that led to this moment. And that would be enough. I didn't look back at the house, not once. The night air was cool, clean. I breathed it in, each inhale cutting away another string that had once bound me. My daughter's laugh echoed in my mind, a sound I loved, now poisoned. She would grow, and maybe one day she would learn. Maybe she wouldn't. That was no longer my burden to carry. Betrayal doesn't break you with a scream. It ends you with silence. And silence was all I had left to give. So I walked away, calm, steady, free.